While recent weather has been great for going outside and enjoying the sun, the lack of rain has been tough on farmers in the state line. Jess Lipson spoke to a local farmer today about the conditions. And Jess, what are they saying?
Mimi, the farmer I spoke to, says it hasn't been this dry since 2013. It's left him with challenges for his crops and livestock.
I wouldn't say we're critical yet as far as the drought, but we sure could use the rain in the next week or two. It could definitely become detrimental.
Cody Book and his family have run Book cattle and grain for more than 100 years. Book and his fellow farmers are dealing with drought conditions in the midst of growing season.
You try not to do things in the field when it's extremely hot. Spraying for weeds when it's really hot in the 90s can be really hard on the crops, because they're tolerant to it doesn't mean they're not metabolizing it, and that takes energy, and you don't want to take away any energy that they don't have to give.
The lack of rain means a lot of manual watering of crops, and farm livestock can also be highly affected.
Pasture grass isn't growing, so those animals get a lot of moisture from the grass. A lot of them have a water source, whether it be a creek or a pond. Those are starting to dry up some, and in doing so, now you've got to provide extra water for them. If you're like a on concrete feedlot type operation, that becomes a little bit more manageable as long as the heat stays at bay.
Book says he experiences drought conditions like this about every 7 years. May saw just 2 inches of rainfall in the state line. Normally that number should be doubled.
You can select your hybrids differently. Different corn is more tolerant to drought than others. You can change your tillage practices. You might go, instead of working a field up and giving up some of that moisture, you might try to no-till some farms that are more, drought-stressed type soils that are sandier or lighter ground.
Book tells me if they don't see some heavy rainfall by June 10th, the farms could be in critical condition. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Jess.